right, everybody, welcome to episode of Masters of the Forge. I think it's 202 or 152, 122, 122.
Sure. I don't remember. Somewhere on my computer I have the listing.
Well, I'm sure whatever episode it is, it's really impressive, so that's fine. Hold on, I got it. This is only episode 121 of Masters of the Forge.
It is?
Yes.
Okay.
But we're coming to you live on tape from beautiful middle southish Texas.
This is
Austin.
Central Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Central Texas.
Central Texas.
Yeah.
We're in Austin. It's a beautiful city. It's hot and muggy and moist.
Because you know someone out there loves that word.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super moist here. I'm feeling moist just sitting here in the air conditioning. So it's like one of those cities where you walk into the air conditioning, you're like, I feel like I just went from like the sauna to the swimming pool. It's like there's just literally no difference when it comes to the humidity. So this is good, but Wendy was feeling like she had like kind of a chest cold thing before she left New York. Yeah, and she's just fine now. Just the humidity has like cleared up her.
Has torn through all of that.
Yeah, it's pretty great. So I'll take it. So we're here, and I have my own personal guide.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to live in Austin for for three continuous years, but then I lived in Austin during the 90s also. Well, couch surfed for a couple of years in Austin. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Cool. So I think we debated a little bit about what this episode should be because we're not sure. And, at first, we've had some sporadic release schedules because of our personal schedules, but, it's kind of whatever. This content is free. And,
you get what you paid for.
Yeah. But I think, that's kind of disingenuous. We want it maybe as high quality as possible, but, at the same time, everybody has real lives. So at the same time, we don't really need to rush to release an episode. So instead, we're going to make this the Orc episode, the Codex Orcs episode.
Yeah.
We had a lot of time, time ahead of time to look at this because, we were contacted to actually look at the Codex several months ago. Unlike our other preview stuff, which comes like a week or two ahead of time, this was like months ahead of time because they were. I guess some of the folks who are in the playtesting groups mentioned me as somebody who would be good to look at the Codex from a thematic point of view. Yeah. So don't yell at me about balance because I don't care and I'm not great when it comes to that sort of thing. They were looking at somebody who would be like, hey, this looks super orky and fun, or this is very bland. We should punch it up a little bit, or, not in keeping with this spirit of this clan or whatever. And I guess I should speak to the experience of that a little bit. What do you think? Yeah,
because I'm curious, because you're kind of the point guy on this, and so you know a lot more about it than I do.
Right. So, we've both been NDA'd, so it's not, we're good there, as far as talking about it. And obviously once the release hits, this is all fine. Some of the folks in the playtest, I don't want to name names because I don't want people haranguing people for, oh, you should mention me for this, whatever. They were like, you should talk to him because he loves orcs and he, so I really appreciate that. That was really, really cool of the folks who dropped our names there. Yeah. They were really cool because they sent it over and it's all locked down and stuff. You can't you can't share it or anything. So that's good. I read through it. And I was like, oh, this is so good. I'm so excited for this Codex, but at the same time, they're very interested in your very, very critical analysis of it and everything like that. And, I kind of hesitate to say specifically what I had a hand in, because I don't want it to seem like I'm like bragging about anything, or that I'm saying that what I got was not great, because what I got was like 99% there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was really impressed with it, and I was really happy with it from a narrative gaming point of view. Again, I can't really speak to the competitive nature of it because whatever. So when I sent my feedback, they were very receptive to it. And the notes I got back, like they sent us back notes like of all the stuff that they agreed with and what they did to change it. But they also sent back like all the notes that I gave that they did not accept and the reasons behind that. I was not expecting that.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I really wasn't expecting the team to be like, oh, by the way, these are the things that you suggested, but we're not going to do it because of these. They didn't have to do that.
Right.
That's not like, that's like work they didn't have to do, but they did anyways. And I thought that was really cool.
That is really cool. That also gives them, an insight into, how you look at things, but it also gives you an insight of what,
Yeah,
I mean, just because you have suggested something doesn't mean that isn't something that will build off in the future. Right.
And it, there are very good reasons for including or not including any of the suggestions that the review team gave, right? So I thought that was really cool. And now that it's released, I'm like I'm really excited to actually play what's out there. There's a few things. There's going to be some FAQs already because there are a few things noticed after the fact. And it's stuff is hard. It's really hard to review after the first review is done because you don't have a completed book to go by.
Right.
So like I have a printed out version that has all the changes in it, and I was going through it, and I'm like, oh, there's a couple things that we need to
go through
add in the FAQ. Yeah. So I would expect an FAQ shortly. I mean, as they said, like it's a week or so after.
A week to two. Yeah.
Week to 2 weeks after. So if you see anything, just expect. By the way, there's a couple things that are going to be changed.
And just so everyone is aware of this, all of you know that I've done a doctorate because I hate myself. But my document was like about 130, 140 pages, and I can still find typos in there. And I had, some of the most, I love all of them. Some of the most anal retentive individuals that I have met on this planet, who I adore. I love you guys. And they still, it happens. You drop stuff, you read through and like, oh yeah, I completely see that. But then, so errors are a big thing about publishing, especially, what is this? This thing has a lead of 2 to 3 months that it has to be finished, and then like within 3 months they have the books printed.
They do things really quickly.
Yeah.
And then it has to go out to be printed. And people think that if I send in a complaint like. Or they think that something that happens at an event like 2 weeks before the Codex drops, that it's included in the Codex. No. That's not even no. That is not a thing that's going to happen. Like it takes a long time to get from. I mean, it's incredibly short these days compared to what it was, but there's still not that much.
Yeah, and you also have to mass produce, which that runs into other numbers.
And then you have models too. Models included. I mean, this release, Jesus.
So I haven't actually. We're recording this before the Codex releases, which we
a couple weeks before.
Yeah, a couple of weeks before. And so I haven't seen the Codex yet, so I don't know. I don't know what's new.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think I was given the go ahead to include anybody else, so that's why.
And that's okay because all I would do is look at it and go, okay, well, this is... Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm building the list I want to build anyway, which is... Essentially, I'm building Cult of Speed, aren't I?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think we're legit now because I'm pretty sure that our I'm pretty sure that our
we're legit now.
Well, no. That's not what I meant. I meant we're good to record because I think our preview our podcast preview copy is going to be showing up like real soon at my house.
Like while you're out of town.
My house is thousands of miles away at this point. So, but we have the printout here, the one with my name all over it, because if I share it, I summary execution by a commissar. So.
Yeah, that's going to be bad. Just so the audience knows, the preview copy that Adam has is coffee stained everywhere. It's
like generally all coffee. It's fine.
It has that aged look, Adam was going for the, let's bring this from the 10,000 years in the past to here goes a Starbucks from.
I'm also super excited because I have an article that's going to be on the GW website too. They had me do a Tactica on the Cult of Speed. I'm like, are you sure you want to do Tactica? But I guess it's like a 3-mile view. So it's not like
okay, so you're not actually going through
Win GT's Tactica. It's like, oh, like this is what you do with the units type thing. So that's fine.
Well, if it's Cult of Speed, I'll be reading that a lot.
That's what it is. Yeah, it's. Dude, these models, man. The ones as like this doesn't have any pictures of models in it.
Yeah.
They don't give you that.
Yeah, because that would
be way too far. And like the commercials they've been doing are unreal, right?
The flight one?
yes, redefining flight, with wheels and stuff.
Yeah, that's they have been hitting it out of the park with the commercials.
Oh yeah.
And it's every day, because I remember, what was it, the day before, the last day of September, people are already complaining, where are our orcs?
Yeah.
And,
my God. Orc players are so whiny.
Well.
Why are we so whiny right now?
But have you seen what I've posted to people? It's always, every kit is an orc kit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instructions?
Legit.
Whatever.
Yeah, you don't need instructions.
Not where we're going.
No. And I'm definitely going to be getting a bunch of those. I think we might be getting a box of something. I don't know when, but I'm going to be buying more.
Yeah.
And if it comes with multiple weapon options, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my buggies. I'm going to buy a bunch of big bases. I'm going to put 2 buggies on each base and just mount the weapons, like rip off the big shooters.
Okay.
If there's no big shooters on the model. I'm just going to take the weapon options and just stick them on.
Might as well.
I think that'll work.
Make sure and paint it kind of rusty.
Yeah, well, yeah. I have to repaint. I'm going to have to, paint the weapon options, but the buggies I have right now I'm never going to use them again.
Yeah.
For just buggies. Even though they are in the index, I don't think, I'd prefer to just use what's in the Codex anyways.
Yeah. Oh, so the buggies aren't showing up in the Codex?
No,
okay.
No. They're gone.
Okay.
I mean, like I said, they're still in the index, but
yeah. Well, they're
gone.
They're going to be about the same size, right?
No.
They're not? Okay.
No.
Oh.
No, the new models are way bigger than the old buggies are. Yeah. But like the bikes and stuff are all in there. And,
okay.
The Defcopters are in there, which is really interesting. At this point, we don't know, like, the war bosses and, like, a lot of the stuff that's kind of in that old Space Marine Orc box are in there. So I'm wondering if they're going to kind of re-release the Defcopter as a easy to build kit like they were doing with some of the other stuff.
I thought they did release that as a...
No.
Wasn't for that, like, what was that called?
Assault on Blackreach.
Yeah, but it was
on Blackreach, but it wasn't released as anything else, the Defcopter.
Okay, was it on that Vandros? Was it Vandros?
Maybe.
It had all the easy build stuff, but I don't know if it had the Defcopter.
Either way, I think they're going to re-release the Defcopter as
that'd be nice.
Because it's in here and it's got the options. So I think that would be really cool. Because the Defcopter, like all that Speed Freaks stuff, just plummeted in points, like 20 points.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Power level, it's really interesting. Like power level decreased on boys. But the points increased. So they're like, that's their subtle way of saying, yeah, narratively, orcs come in giant mobs. In your match play games, maybe don't do that.
Yeah.
So I thought that was I think I might do a Frontline Gaming article about that because I think that's a good idea. I think you should I think increasing points on boys was probably a good call.
I like that. That's actually that actually is a good idea. I like that.
I think a lot of competitive players will be upset because they're like, things should be worth what they're worth. You shouldn't mess with like tournament play by adjusting points. They should just be worth what it's worth. And it's like, maybe, but maybe not.
How much of an increase were the boys?
7 points
from
6.
So just by 1.
Yeah, and the funny thing is that battle wagons and trucks dropped so drastically that it's still, even with the points increase, points increase of boys, it's still cheaper to put them in a truck in the new Codex than it was in the old one. So even though boys are more expensive, it's cheaper to bring them in a
vehicle.
Truck.
Oh, man.
Which is that is almost a blatant thing saying play your games faster.
Yeah, okay.
Which is really interesting. Yeah. But for narrative play, it's a lot easier to bring a bunch of boys. It's a lot easier to bring a bunch of everything. Yeah. You're going to have a lot more toys in your army, and you're going to be able to build a more thematic army that really reflects your army's style if you're an orc player.
Yeah, so basically for narrative you can still run Green Tide on foot. And
it's not a problem at all. Yeah. And there are a lot of really great stratagems that help you with that. Even though we are releasing this after the Codex releases, I hesitate to just rattle through every damn thing because you're going to get that on. You're going to get people are probably going to get that anyways. But I will say that from a narrative perspective, like the cultures are just perfect. Mm-hmm. They're absolutely. We can go through those a little bit if you want.
Yeah, I'm quite curious about that because, as some of you all know, I am slowly building an orc force. Oh wait, I did forget to tell you. Okay, so I'm doing the CK Studio 102 workshop, and I showed you a picture of the model we're supposed to the Rager, which is a giant orc with a bunch of hand axes. I just got an email this morning saying mine had shipped.
So that'll be nice.
It's coming from England, so maybe about a week.
Yeah.
So I'll build it and prime it and then wait until November. And I'm real bad about waiting on those things. So we're going to see what happens, ladies and gents.
You know what might be a good way to go about this? Why don't we kind of talk about my orc army and how it's going to affect my orc army and go into the specifics of that. Yeah. Then we'll talk about like maybe building out your orc army, and then that way it'll have some context and we're not just going through the Codex.
That's a good idea. I like that. And considering that you have almost everything. How many points of orcs do you have now?
Okay, yeah. So if we talk about how it impacted my army, we will go through the whole Codex. So why don't we talk about how it'll impact the list I plan on using at first? All right. So especially like considering like all my blue orcs are like my newest, best painted orcs.
Okay.
So we're talking about those, and if we're talking about blue orcs, we're talking about Death Skulls.
Okay.
So I think I'm just going to go with that. They're blue and yellow, so I guess it could be Bad Moons as well. But I think Doc Grotznick is a Death Skull, so I'll just be going with that.
That works.
All my vehicles and stuff would be Evil Sons, but we'll talk about that when we talk about your army. So Death Skulls are awesome. They have lucky blue paint.
Yeah. Actually, I'm glad we're talking about this because right now I have been going with Death Skulls as my scheme.
Okay, well you can do that too. So that's what I want to talk about too.
Oh, okay.
So Speed Freaks does not care what clan you are. Because the Speed Freaks culture spans throughout the Orc Society, not just one clan, okay?
Yeah.
So all of the Speed Freaks stuff have a keyword Speed Freaks, or, sorry, I think it's Speed Freaks. They have a keyword, Speed Freaks.
Okay.
So the Cult of Speed, it's like kind of two different things, Cult of Speed and Speed Freaks, but whatever. The keyword is Speed Freaks, and that is independent of clan. So if you want to run Death Skull for Speed Freaks, you can. And actually, in my opinion, Death Skulls are a great option for some of these Speed Freaks vehicles too.
Okay. And Death Skulls are the looters, right?
They are the looters.
Yeah, that's what I wanted.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're going to have Trays in the Infinite as your warlord.
That's right.
First of all your models get a 6+ invulnerable save.
Ooh,
which is pretty cool.
That is nice.
Especially for orcs, because all the time you're getting shot to pieces in cover and whatever.
Yeah.
So like with -2 to the save or -1 to the save. So that's really nice. And you also get it in close combat. So.
Okay. I like that. Okay.
Also, you get to, since you're all tooled up and you have like tooled up weapons and stuff, you get to reroll a single hit, wound, or damage roll for each unit every time it fights. So they have the same rule as the salamanders, because they're both the similar idiom. They're both good with working with tools and building stuff. So this is a cool thing for it's
like Mastercrafted,
single
or what used to
wound
be.
or damage roll. So like I have a Death Skull's Big Mech with Shock Attack gun, so that'll be great for his damage rolls and stuff. Same thing goes for if you have a Death Skull's Battle Wagon. You should be like, I'm going to reroll my, my hit rolls with my Def Rolla or whatever. And a lot of the buggies, you're going to want that reroll damage.
Yeah.
It's really cool. So you can just imagine a Death Skull's warband with all their flashy bits and stuff, and getting that reroll is really cool for them.
Okay.
And also, if you're building a Death Skull's army, maybe you want to, tool up their armor a little bit to show that invuln save, or give them, buy some Necron models and give them, cyborg bodies. So this is kind of the old cyborg bodies. And especially considering Mad Doc is part of the army, it makes total sense. The old rules for Mad Doc, he was able to do, to give a unit for 5 points a model, give them a 5+ invulnerable save. So in this case, the whole army gets a 6+, which is for 0 points. So
that's nice. That's really nice, because then you just don't get shot off the board immediately. Yeah.
So buy yourself some Skitarii, buy yourself some bits from all over the place, and just give them some cyborg bodies. That would be super fun. Yeah, I think Cromlech has some too. Yeah,
Cromlech does have some of that sort of stuff.
All of your infantry objectives secured. So that gives you the impetus to do a little bit of infantry in there. But Cult of Speed is really cool because you might, even though trucks don't have the cult of, or the Speed Freaks keyword.
Yeah.
It makes sense to just do a battalion and add some boys in trucks.
Okay.
Because from a narrative perspective, even Cult of Speed has just boys.
Yeah.
And they can be in a truck, and if you do tank busters in there or ludas, I mean,
I've got ludas.
Death Skulls would have lots of ludas, and you put them in trucks, and they're still kind of Cult of Speedy because they're doing that, right?
Yeah.
So ludas technically have objective secured because they're Death Skulls.
Oh.
So that's really cool.
That's actually funny. I don't know if I ever told you about this, but before I moved to New York, a friend of mine gave me just a bag full of ludas.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Someone gave them to him, and they hadn't scraped the molds on them. The lines were real bad, and he just said, I can't handle this. And they were all the real kit, not the actual, kit bashed. And so I have either 12 or 15. I don't know. I gotta find them.
So here's a great thing about ludas. If you decide not to put them in a truck, and that used to be the big thing with ludas. It was really hard because they have a 6+ armor save like anybody else.
Yeah,
and they were just really expensive.
Yeah. So
now we have a Grot shield stratagem, which I'm not gonna go into too much detail, but you basically get a 2+ lookout, sir, if you have Grots nearby. It's just a 1 CP.
This is basically
stratagem.
they just drag it in front like a meat shield.
Yeah, there are meat shields. So it's way so you just to get a giant unit of Grots in front of your ludas, and they just take over. It behooves you to do some mobbing up of your ludas.
Yeah,
because then they when you mob up your ludas, you can when you roll for so they have D3 shots. per unit. So if you mob them up, you only have to roll that D3 once.
Yeah, that's
instead
nice.
And then you can use your command point to re-roll it if you need to. But if you're Death Skulls, nope. It's number of shots isn't one of the things you can re-roll. So you use your command, but you use your command point re-roll for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, you mob up a giant thing of Ludas in the backfield and just lay down shooting. It's awesome. They just love it. The orcs love it.
That's also thematic. It's the, hey, we're all sitting here beating on, our guns and...
Right. Yeah. But if you do decide to go with Evil Sons, they get +2 inches to their movement for all models. Or plus 1 inches to their movement. So Orc boys go to 6 inches instead of 5.
Okay.
But Speed Freaks get +2 inches. So all of those vehicles that move 10, 12, 14 now move 12, 14, 16.
Yeah.
And then they add 1 to their advance and charge rolls as well.
That's
meaning
rough.
that like one of those speed bikes have like a charge threat range of like 30 inches. They're so fast.
So you've got your movement and you've got your advance.
And then you have your charge because because the new bike boss, which is called the Shuffle. Sorry, listeners. Shuffling Papers sounds really great.
Makes great radio.
It is really great. No, I really can't find it. This is the wrong. We're up. Here it is. This is fine.
I wish everyone could see how coffee stained each one of these packets is. They're all coffee stained. Wait, hold on. They're all coffee stained in the exact same area.
Yeah, it's a single event. The Death Killer War Trike. So it basically is a war boss on a bike. It allows biker or so it's not just Speed Freaks. So it allows biker or vehicle units to charge even if they advance within 6 inches.
Okay.
So that's really, really nice. So you shoot him forward, and then you shoot some bikes forward.
Yeah. And
as long as they were within 6 inches at the start of the phase, they get to charge.
Is this a named character?
No. You can have a bunch of those if you want.
Okay.
Death Killer War Strike. Yeah, he's really, 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 really good.
Cool.
He really wants to be your warlord too, because the warlord traits all just do something very unique and different for your. Like the warlord traits really let you customize your characters.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but in my head, it feels like for orcs it's even more so than some of the other armies, because for orc players we just want to customize everything, right?
Yeah.
Like, we want it to feel like he's your warlord is something unique, and a lot of these, like for example, let's see, if you really want to make your Death Killer War Trike like the leader, one of the things that he doesn't have the breaking heads ability, so he doesn't have like the thing where if you fail a morale check nearby, you can bust them in the head and they take D3 D3 casualties instead of like losing however many you would have lost. Yeah. But against like bikes and stuff that you're generally losing about that much anyways, because they're tough and they're like 2 wounds. Yeah. But there's a warlord trait that gives your warlord that if they don't have it. Okay. So like you get 1 additional command point and the Breaking Heads ability and the WOG ability. Okay. So in actuality, giving that to him gives you WOG for infantry as well, because he becomes like a war boss. He's a war boss and a Death Killer War Trike at the same time, basically. So I really think that's really cool if you're going for like a combined arms speed WOG thing, which I think that's kind of what you're going for. But there's also some really cool, like if you're going Death Skulls, that's the Death Skulls command, like warlord trait. Like you also want to give this to your Death Killer War Strike because it lets you target characters when you shoot. Ooh! And the Death Killer War Strike has a lot of incredible shooting.
doesn't. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's close range, but like being able to shoot with this thing at a character is really, really good, especially like one of those cheesy little characters. This is also good if you go for like a shock attack gun Big Mac. Okay. Because he can just shoot a character with a shock attack gun. At 18 inches.
I may have to pick up the Getting Started Orcs box today.
It's so good. It's got the got the Def Dread.
Yeah, and I've got to pick up a Def Dread for Dreadtober.
Awesome, dude, because you can take them in units of 3 now, and they're way cheaper.
Because not only is it Orktober, it's Dreadtober.
So, yeah. Why not both?
Yeah, that's right.
Why not both? It's, we've been going on a little bit here, and I know everybody wants to know what's in the book, but I feel like, again, like Mini Wargaming does reveal videos. Everybody does reveal videos. We don't need to do that, but I'm just like really happy about talking about our specific armies here. Yeah. So if you're going Evil Sons instead of Death Skulls, you can do I love the Evil Sons one. Okay. We did play a game a while back with what are they called?
It was Knights versus
Imperial Knights versus Gorkanauts and Morkanauts.
And we should have that later on in this episode.
Yeah. That, or no, we're gonna release that as a
Altar of War.
Altar of War.
Okay, that'll be released as an Altar of War.
We just played this game, and it'll be we're going to play a game today, but it's going to be at a GW store, so we can't use the new rules. But we've already played a game with the Imperial Knights versus the Morkanauts and Gorkanauts. Yeah. And I think I had like Ludas in that as well.
Yeah, because I had some shot me up pretty good.
Yeah.
I think you took out one of the Knights with the Ludas. Or
probably.
You brought it down so low that it got taken out right after.
Right, and we used the new Imperial Knight structure and also the new Orc mechanic shop structure. Yeah. Because we thought that would be funny. Yeah. We thought it would be funny to have those both on the same table.
And I didn't use mine at all. I didn't use the Knight thing either.
The Speed Freaks is that you, if your Warlord and friendly Evil Sons units within 6 inches of them can charge even if they fell back earlier in the turn. Okay. So, which might seem not great. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, I can charge after falling back. Well, how does that help me? Because I can't shoot after falling back. So why? Mm-hmm. It really helps with like. So first of all, when you're thinking of Evil Sons, right? You're zooming up, you're assaulting, but you also kind of want to. You're not falling back. You're like doing like a ride by attack. Yeah. Imagine like bikes hitting Imperial Guard front lines, cutting up a bunch of guys, and then zooming past them.
Yeah, it's like hit and run.
And getting to like a character. Yeah. Instead, like just penetrating into their lines. You can really imagine that in your mind's eye, just like all this dust billowing up and the orcs pushing through and punching through the lines and then like jumping over the trenches and getting at the command structure.
This is screaming white scars to me also.
It really is, yeah. Yeah, you see the orcs and the white scars just pass each other and they're like, oh wait, no, let's turn around and hit each other again. But also at the same time, there's also like tactics involved in like, now my Gorkanaut is in the way of my other Gorkanaut assaulting. So I can actually fall back. Yeah. Like I charge with one and then I can fall back with it. And then charge with another one or whatever. Yeah. I mean, Gorkanauts can do that anyways, but if you have like bikes or something that are in the way, they can move over and make room for something else to charge in if you have waves of assaulters.
On a related note, there actually is a recently released book by Chris Raitt, Zhang Te Khan. It's a Horus Heresy era. And it is orcs versus white scars.
Oh, that sounds delightful.
And some of the battles are essentially, how fast can we ride through all these orcs?
Yes. And just in case you didn't notice, folks didn't notice, like they did talk about all the clans being represented. Yeah. It was 6 clans. Yeah, 6 clans. And people are like, oh no freebooters. Freebooters aren't a clan, so they are in there. Yeah. Freebooters are in there. They just didn't count them as a clan.
Because they're really all freebooters.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's really cool. Also, all of the relics also present a lot of really cool modeling and like unique, like making your characters unique.
Mm-hmm.
Now, although the Deathkiller Wartrike doesn't have a power claw, so you're not going to upgrade its, what is it? It's Snagga Claw. It needs no upgrades. It's really cool. Snagga Claw. Yeah, it actually has like a little shooting attack.
Yeah,
which is really cute. Because he's like throwing it, which is really funny. Yeah, all the usual stuff is in here. The dead shiny Shuda, which is like Assault 12. If you have it's like an Assault 12 Shuda for no reason. The Kill Chop is in there, but they just like set it at 2 damage instead of D3. Stuff
yeah, that's
like
probably
that.
a little.
The Lucky Stick has returned.
Okay,
but it's for Goths only because it's Gazghouls. Goths are really cool in this.
Are they?
Yeah, it's like if you just want to fight. If you just want your models to just punch dudes, Goths are the way to go. And Goth characters are really, really cool because they're really great. Like, they're really great at hunting other characters.
Okay.
And I believe, if I recall correctly, I don't have to recall. I can just look. I think the Goth stratagem is the one that lets you fight again. Like, General Orcs don't get that, I don't think. But I think I think it is the there's a stratagem for the Snagga Grapple. That's right. That's really cool. Anyways, let's see. Oh no, that's a generic orc stratagem. Get stuck in, lads. You can just fight. You can just fight with another.
There's all sorts of fun stuff in this codex. From what it's, well, I mean, it's an orc codex. So
yeah, select a unit that's already fought and fight with it. Yeah, so that's a thing. But the Goth stratagem. Oh, the Goth stratagem is plus. You just make a orc unit +1 strength.
Yeah, hey,
because reasons. It's
Why
fine.
not?
Well, not plus. It's 5 strength, not +1 strength. But
okay.
Yeah, but it's still it's really good. So it's not just speed. Speed Freaks are the focus.
Yeah.
Of this codex, so like that's kind of what I was getting at. You
that's
don't have to.
You
don't have to. Yeah, you don't have to just worry about being like a speed freak. It did get the lion's share of models.
Yeah,
new models.
Okay,
but to be perfectly honest, there's something for every flavor of orc in here.
Yeah.
So and even if you are like, oh, I'm a goth, but I want to use the speed freaks, there is a new buggy for everybody. Essentially, there are I think there's 5 new buggies. Wait,
are you serious?
Plus the Deathkiller Wartrike. So the Deathkiller Wartrike, that's 1, I guess.
Yeah,
it's a new character. But there's that, and to be honest, Warbikers are great for Goths anyways, just because they're so fighty. But yeah, you have the Deathkiller Wartrike,
The nice thing about Warbikers, so I've been building bikes slowly over the last, year or two, and I kind of take your, how can I put this? You've always said, it's orc stuff. You read the instructions once, and then who cares? And so the first time I built my first 3, I just went with the who cares. Mm-hmm. It's like I started modding it, and then I looked at, the parts that were left over. I was like, I've got a lot of parts left over. Okay. And so I went to build the second box, and I thought, what did I do before? And so I had to pull out the other bikes and actually look to see, all right, well, how can I make each of these quote-unquote unique, or at least, how close can I actually stick to the instructions? And the first time I had deviated from the instructions so much that I built almost by the instructions for the second group. I still did mods, there was some Dark Eldar bike part that I used as a front panel.
That's awesome.
And then I had a Dark Angel Storm Shield. I was like, I'll just cut that arm off. I'm going to leave the hand there, in case someone wants to look under.
There. Yeah, why not?
Who's going to notice? There's always that one person that, how'd you do that? So I should probably make sure I have some blood or something there.
Right, some dried blood.
Okay, got to remember that. So now I've got another set of war bikes. I guess I'm going to go pick up that building, that orc build box. Okay.
Yeah, the building is good, and the Death Dreads are great too because the like I was saying, the Def Killer Wartrike, it just specifies vehicles and bikes for allowing them to charge and assault, or advance and assault, which means Def Dreads are also vehicles. So he is a great leader he's a really great leader for Def Dreads as well.
Okay. That'd be cool.
If somebody does that, I would almost like. So the what are they called? The Bad Moons they're rich. They're super rich, and they have really good mechs. So anybody with a Bad Moons army, I think it's cool to do like a Dread mob as Bad Moons. I think a bunch of people do. They really like the yellow and stuff. That's a really cool color for the Def Dreads. I think it's really cool to see big yellow mobs walking across. All of my Def Dreads and stuff are yellow. Like my cannons are yellow. All my big Gorkanauts and Morkanauts are yellow. So but they also have a little bit of red in them. Okay. Like they're red and yellow instead of blue and yellow or whatever it is. Black and yellow, I think the Bad Moons are.
Yeah,
that sounds familiar. Yellow. But I like both. I like running them both as Speed Freaks both as Evil Sons also, because the extra movement is really cool and they're really fast and they're just runny. And for the most part, I generally was running those as Evil Sons anyways. So I hesitate to just go, jump on the Bad Moons bandwagon. Hey, Bad Moons bandwagon.
I'm going to leave that one alone.
They get to reroll ones. They get to roll ones for attacks in the shooting phase, which isn't so great for the Def Dreads. Yeah. But I really love that there is the Bad Moons Warlord trait is super cool for that kind of army. Again, I'm flipping here, and I apologize, flipping. But Bad Moons. Nope, it's not the Warlord trait. Warlord trait for them is 4+ invulnerable save, which is really nice for the. Okay, so yes, that's amazing.
Actually, 4+
that is fantastic for the Def Killer Wartrike, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, that's true. Not bad.
Holy crap! I wasn't even thinking about that. That's really.
And it's what, really T5?
Amazing. No, I think it's T7 or something. I think he's way better than that. Yeah, he's T6 or T7.
Yeah, there's all sorts of fun that can be had
Toughness
there.
6, yeah.
Yeah, T6. So okay, yeah.
But the shiny gubbins for the Bad Moons.
Oh, shiny gubbins.
Shiny gubbins for the Bad Moons is here it is. Bad Moons. I was misthinking about it, Jason. Okay. So it's the Death Skulls one, actually. Okay. The Death Skulls one is they basically become a big mech. So they get the big mechanic ability, which lets them repair things.
Yeah, that's still okay.
So like I'm saying, like if they're I guess it makes more sense that they're the fixie ones. Yeah. So if you put a Death Skull, Def Killer Wartrike in charge of your like Def Dreads. Yeah. Which you were thinking about doing that anyways, the Death Skulls. If you put him in charge of them, he can repair them and help them charge after advancing. So, like, I think that's a really cool ability. Wow, I didn't realize that was Death Skulls. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's one of the things about looking through this and not being one of the things about you having this before anyone else, you can't really talk to anybody about it.
No, yeah, I really. This is the first time I've sat and talked to somebody about the Codex, except for Robin Crudis. That's just email. and I'm sitting there talking to him about it. So yeah, this is amazing. Wow, it's so good.
It's going to be interesting.
My Def Skulls are going to be cool, but like I said, all my Def Dreads and stuff are yellow, so it's almost
just slap on like a blue shoulder pad.
Change all the red to blue.
Not even that. Just I'm trying to remember in the old lore that they would just slap blue paint on stuff and not even like
Well, I've been doing that.
Yeah.
My Ludas, I went through all 24 of them and switched all the red to blue. And that's not a big jump for a lot of these things. So for all of my yellow red guys, the red is all an accent color.
Okay.
I am highly considering doing that. Just right now I have like 3 or 4 different paint schemes on my army. It would actually be super nice to go through and actually repaint all the red to blue and just have one unified paint scheme for my whole army. It would look beautiful, except for the orange stuff. There's no coming back for the orange stuff.
Well, the thing is, though, I mean, we were talking about how the freebooters are not a clan, but it's kind of a way of thinking.
Yeah, they're in there as a clan culture, but they're technically not a clan.
Okay.
So it's really interesting.
So if you went through and actually had this large army that had multiple units that weren't all the same unit, you could just think of it overall as like a freebooter idea.
That's correct. Yeah, if you were like, I love just painting all my units different things. Yeah. There is absolutely nothing wrong with just going with freebooters.
And honestly, the kind of that chaotic color clash. Mm-hmm. Wow, I managed to get that alliteration in. I think I'm gonna go puke now. Sorry. That would be orky. That would be something that I would say. Yeah, we have all of the colors. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Freebooters are cool. I might as well just say what it is, and we can just kind of chat about it. The freebooters. If you kill a unit, any freebooters units near the unit that killed a unit get a +1 to hit in I don't think it's in the same phase. Okay. So whether it's assault or shooting, they get a +1 to hit because they wanna show off. They're like, oh, you're not better than me. I get a +1 to hit. I get to kill stuff. So that's really fun, both in the shooting and the assault phase, and flash kits are automatically freebooters.
Okay, yeah.
But that doesn't mean you can't take them in an army that isn't freebooters. They're basically guns for hire. So, Captain Badrock counts as a freebooter, and the flash kits count as freebooters. Okay, and they both can be. He counts as a flash kit. Mm-hmm. So any flash kits that are added to your army don't mess up your detachment when it comes to like.
Got it.
So which makes total thematic sense. You can hire these flash kits no matter who you are. Yeah. You can hire Captain Badrock no matter who you are. And it doesn't mess up. I just kind of wish that they also included, I should have mentioned this. Snickrot, I think, is the same way. Okay. I think Snickrot should have been added here. Sorry about that. But I think, right now I think Captain Badrock is the most important one because he flies around the galaxy getting hired out for Teef and Teef. He's got the gold armor. He's super cool. And I have him too. I love him. He can be added without messing up your detachment. So, but if he is included in an actual freebooters army, he gets all the clan benefits of freebooters.
Was Badrock a metal model?
Yes, he was. I have the metal model.
I think I have one.
Yeah, he's awesome. If you're gonna go, well, it doesn't, like I was saying, it doesn't matter what clan you go as, you can add him. Yeah, and it's really cool.
Because Curran dropped off a metal model, some metal orc model that, I mean, if you put in a sock, you could kill someone with it.
Oh yeah, he's
yourself.
He's definitely like dread sock territory. Yeah, he's really cool. There are some just. I mean, we can go on and on. Like, there's so much great stuff in here that feels so orky. I mean, the Grot Shield stratagem itself, super orky. If you're gonna run Speed Freak, or if you're gonna run like a Speed Freak style army, and you do put your like boys and stuff in trucks. Mm-hmm. If you assault somebody with a truck, the boys inside there's a stratagem for the boys inside also fighting. From outside the truck or battle wagon, which is really cute.
Drive me closer so I can hit with my chainsaw.
Exactly. Yeah. Just like the other ones, there's like a strategy, or there's a pregame stratagem for adding more shiny gubbins to your army. So like you can add more relics, which are all just wonderful opportunities for modeling. there are some really fun ones in here.
I'm wondering if the what's the box sets? What Speed Freaks? I'm wondering if no one that I know has seen the rules. I'm wondering if it's that kind of, what was it, the old Gorka Morka? Because I'm wondering if it has that sort of stuff.
If you look at it, like it comes with a big like battlefield and it comes with a bunch of little scrap and stuff. And I bet it's going to be very much like that, and it's going to be tied into. I'm not going to say anything about that.
Yeah.
But
sorry, ladies and gents.
Brog's Buzz Bomb is one of the cool ones. It's one that really stood out for me as something that would be super fun to model, because it's this giant. It's a snake bite one. Okay. It's this bomb that you throw it. Runt Boss Brog was was the genius behind the now infamous Buzz Bomb. By building an oversized stick bomb around an entire buzzer squig hive, he created an unstable device that could be flung at an enemy and send enraged buzzer squigs all through their lines. Only once the squigs have settled down post-battle and returned to their stick bomb home can the weapon be carefully gathered up, usually by unfortunate grot, quote, volunteers, unquote, and pumped full of fungus smoke, putting the buzzer squigs to sleep until their fury is needed again. So yeah, that's a snake bite bomb.
That's hilarious.
It is a 6-inch 3d6 grenade. Strength 5, AP -1, damage 1. So 3d6 shots. And it automatically hits.
Yeah.
And it can only be used once per battle. But... after all of its attacks have been resolved, immediately select another enemy unit within 6 inches of the target and resolve 2d6 attacks against it with the same weapon.
Oh, okay. So it's just cascading. Okay.
It cascades once. It only happens once. But it's like 3d6 and then 2d6. Super thematic. Super funny. Super good. That's kind of my thesis statement for the Orc Codex.
Yeah.
Super thematic, super fun, super good. Now, some of the old school Orc players out there are I would say probably are going to be disappointed that a lot of the random nonsense is still not in here.
Okay.
And that's one thing I was like, yeah, more random. Just like let's do like command points for random nonsense. Like you can choose like for example, shock attack gun. I was like, why not just have like a crazy table if you overheat? Why the whole thing is that takes up space in the codex, right? Like you have to use up a bunch of space for added additional nonsense. And to be honest, I'm happy with making up a bunch of random nonsense for our listeners later on.
Yeah, we're good at that.
I might do a random nonsense supplement for the Orc Codex, and if you want to add it to your games. So if folks want random nonsense, email us at mastersoftheforge@gmail.com or post it on our Facebook page and just be like, hey, I have an idea for some random nonsense. Let's just do a random nonsense supplement. And why not? That's what the game is for. Like, we can make up whatever crap we want.
Yeah.
The Orc Codex is for every style of play.
Yeah.
It's not just us narrative players. It's great. It's for open play and for matched play too. So there's only a limited amount of space.
I am glad that the Orc Codex is now, how can I put this, is actually competitive.
I think it is. I think it's like the 6 to hit.
Yeah.
Like the automatically hitting on 6s is going to ruin so many,
right? Like
from a match play perspective, that is gonna, in my opinion, I think it's gonna ruin a lot of builds that rely on the minuses to hit.
Yeah,
because orcs put so many shots out.
Yeah, and
automatically hitting on 6s and also exploding on natural hits, like getting extra attacks on 6s, and then there's a stratagem called Daka Daka, which makes it 5s instead of 6s.
Okay.
Which is just disgusting.
That could be pretty gross because orcs pump out a lot of firepower.
Imagine your 12 bikes putting out 6 times 12 shots.
Oh man!
A strength 5 is a lot. That's a lot of shots.
Yeah, well, the issue then comes: do I have enough dice?
Right.
Do I have enough dice? I'm pretty sure I've got enough dice.
You can pick up the Citadel dice app.
No, I'm good. Remember, I do have the Mechanicum dice cube, that giant thing of however many dice were in there. No, that's okay. That's interesting. What sort of chaos can I get into? No, but one of the things I started in 6th edition, and the 6th Ed Codex was okay, I think. Mm-hmm. And I remember that the 7th Ed Codex, a lot of people were not happy with.
It was pretty much a duplication of like what was in the 6th Ed Codex and what was in like the Gazgul book and stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I think some people weren't. It was very much a duplicate, and there was a lot of that, like where it was kind of like help pay for the FAQs, which is fine.
Yeah,
but this one definitely is a sea change in how the army.
And that's what I'm most excited about, because what is it? Space Marines are the most popular army, with Orcs a close second.
I think you're right. I think a lot of people. Hopefully, it brings a lot of more people out to the game store.
Yeah,
your friendly local brings a lot of Orc players back into the fold. Because
we have in my local game store, I know there's one guy who I have. It's rumored he has 20,000 points of Orcs. That was back in 5th or 6th edition, so who knows what that number is now, but I mean that's still a sizable army that he hasn't brought out because he doesn't want to. I think 6th edition ran him off, so but that would be nice. And plus I'm starting to go through and put together Orcs because they are the best enemies for Space Marines, no matter what flavor of power armor you like.
Super fun.
I mean, it goes back to before the Horus Heresy, the Great Crusade. So, that's they can't be weak. They shouldn't be weak. So,
okay, excellent. I don't know. I feel like I don't want to go too much more into it. I think we're going to be talking about this a lot more going forward. Why don't we take a break? Go eat some Mexican food.
Yes.
And we're going to play a game. Again, we're going to play a narrative game with the old Codex, which is fine.
Yeah.
And then we'll come back and we'll chat about our game and like how it would have been different with using the new rules.
Right.
But then, of course, the same week, we should be releasing the Altar of War episode, and you can listen to our Knights versus Knots game.
That was a fun game too. Yeah. That was a ridiculous game. And I did go and buy a few more Knights, so I think I can replicate that list.
Oh, fun!
Because I bought the what's the Forge World Knight that you have? Is it Styrex?
Styrex, I love them.
Yeah, I ordered that one. I have that.
That's so cool. Have you tried putting it together yet?
No. No, because I looked at it and I think John mentioned something about have fun with the armor plates. Was it him or was it you that mentioned it?
No, I said have fun with the hose that connects from the back to the gun. That one's a freaking nightmare.
Yeah, I haven't done that one yet.
Just have a nice hot sand bed next to you.
And I'm going to leave that one alone so I don't have to edit. There we go. All right, well, time for some messages.
Yeah, let's have some messages. Be right back. Greetings, mofos.
Are you out of George Dickel number 8, staring at a broken chess machine?
Well, don't want to spend the rest of the year tied to that couch?
Well, why don't you head on over to the 1 Hour a Night Facebook page and see what exciting stuff is going on there. It's a place to post all your daily progress in the hobby grind, as well as receive and give positive feedback. Also, there are usually a few interesting challenges going on.
That's right. All you have to do is search for 1 Hour a Night on Facebook. That's numeral 1 Hour a Night, all one word. Blood serum tests will be administered prior to approval.
Se til helvete og kom dere vekk. Det ikke bikkje, det en slags ting. Den imiterer bikkje, men det ikke det. Kom dere vekk, idioter!
What he said.
Are you looking for a pressure-free hobby Facebook group? Hobby Streak. Are you looking for a community where you can keep your hobby progress on track? Hobby Streak. Do you want a Facebook group that focuses on all aspects of the hobby? Hobby Streak. Hobby Streak is a Facebook group for building, painting, list building, playing games, and everything in between. Hobby Streak. Post daily updates showing or telling about your progress for friendly and helpful support from a great community. Try Hobby Streak today.
I'm tired.
That was a good game.
Yeah, it was that game was so much fun.
Yeah.
It was so much fun, and even using the old Orc Codex, we managed to have a wonderful time with a what was it? The old ambush exclamation point mission.
Remember, the exclamation point is there.
Yeah, that has great meaning. So yeah, we did the ambush mission from the main rulebook, which was super fun. That first round, that -1 to hit on the first round, man.
Oh.
Right immediately, I regretted not having the new Orc Codex.
Yeah.
Because now all orcs automatically hit on 6s regardless in the shooting phase.
Yeah, that would have made a big difference.
Big difference. Not only that, like the exploding on, like, for every 6 you roll, you get to roll an additional attack too.
Yeah.
In shooting. So like the Daka thing is super important.
Yeah.
It's super cool. And we're just firing indiscriminately at you. It makes total sense to me. I don't know about anybody else, but that's super orky in my opinion.
Yeah, just so everyone knows, I was using my Raven Guard.
Oh, yeah, so it was like -1/-1.
Yeah, so we already had the Dawn attack, which pushed you to 6 up, and then the Raven Guard outside of 12 inches, it's an additional negative modifier.
Yep.
So it'd been on 7s, and so Adam actually could not shoot me.
Physically could not shoot you. Yeah. And that's going to be a big deal going forward, you know? Especially, we're going to have so many more models on the battlefield.
Right.
And we were at that GW store. Well, let's talk more about that later. Let's get into the game. So we decided, if everybody recalls, we did the Return to Ultramar event at our store, that Apocalypse game, and several of the orc units were able to push through the Imperial lines. So the orcs have been on planet, kind of trying to consolidate their power structure, but it's very much a contested world. So this was one of my convoys moving through the city, trying to do some looting and trucking supplies and stuff. And Jason's Raven Guard had found out there were some important commanders in this convoy and wanted to take it out.
What's kind of interesting as I'm thinking about this, I brought almost the exact same list that I took to Albany, and I remember the Contemptor survived the APOC game, and I think the Ventilator, the Venator also survived that game. So this could have actually been she'd punched through. These guys were quote unquote in hot pursuit.
Yeah.
So yeah. That would have it was a close game.
It was really close. Like, I came in, did nothing. Yeah. You shot at me and actually didn't do a whole lot either.
I actually went and bought new dice.
Because, it was not great. And I used the I also used the stratagem that's part of that, the cool narrative stratagem that's part of that mission to shoot back at you with my kill tank.
Yeah.
So like I had a kill tank with grots in it. I had a battle wagon with Captain Badruck and a bunch of flash gits in it. So the flash gits is like kind of a thing that's, well, I wouldn't say it's worse, but you can take one ammo runt per flash git in the index. In the Codex, you can only take 3 for the whole unit.
Oh, okay.
So I might, in the future, I might look at 2 units of 5 flash gits with 3 ammo runts each or something like that instead. Because those ammo runs are amazing ablative wounds. Like that unit really survived very well. Having said that, the grots I could have used as grot shields. So it would have been kind of 6 in one, a half a dozen of the other.
Yeah, it would have. Yeah.
And same thing with Captain Badrock. He's got those targeting or those ammo runs as well, also to take wounds for him. So that's really cool. And I also had a couple of trucks full of boys, Mad Doc, War Boss, and obviously Captain Badrock as well. Mm. That was my list. And I was just driving. Everybody was mounted, and again, that's how I love to play orcs. I love to have everybody in battle wagons, everybody in a vehicle moving forward in like a big convoy. And I feel like the new Codex really lets me do that really well. We have 3 different battle wagons now. Yeah, that's like a generic one that's way cheaper, a close combat one, which is basically that battle wagon. The I forget what it's called, but like the close combat battle wagon is basically it's an orc demon prince. It's really what it is. It's an orc demon prince. It's an orc demon prince that can carry a unit of boys, or a unit of knobs or whatever you want it to carry.
So conceivably, if you wanted, you could model up, something like that with a bunch of grots and boys hanging off of it.
Yes.
Okay, that gets a little weird, but you know what? I like weird.
Yeah. Or like that Russian earth mover that's been going around Facebook with the legs. Have you seen that?
No.
Super awesome.
Okay,
yeah,
I'll go look it up.
Yeah, it's basically got a flat belly, and instead of wheels, it has 2 giant legs, and it moves back and forth. Yeah.
Okay, I gotta look at that.
Yeah, you need to look that up because that's incredible. It's super orky.
And all right, so my list real quick. I have to really. So the last couple of years, I've spent hobbying and painting and whatnot. I'm gonna go back and really look at my Codex because I had forgotten I could combat squad Vanguard vets. And
you had 2 units of 10 Vanguard vets.
Yeah, and those are expensive units.
Those were beautiful models, by the way.
Thank you.
You did an excellent job on those.
It's the most Raven Guard thing, those Lightning Claw jump packs. I mean, it's... Yep. That's it. So I was going to pick up another box of Vanguard vets, and I forgot because I was so excited about getting the getting started box of orcs. So I get my Def Dread so that I could do both Orktober and Dreadtober simultaneously to annoy our good buddy Brian over at Splintermind.
Yeah, yep. Brian was somewhat agitated. So I think what I need to do for the 1 hour a night, how you post a before picture.
Yeah,
I'm just going to take my bits boxes out, open them, and take a picture. And then build my own another orc dreadnought out of it. Because I think I only have the one. I literally only have one Def Dread. And that's Def Dread Fred, the old one.
Yeah, I know Fred.
I don't have enough to make a full unit of Def Dreads right now.
I'm very familiar with Def Dread Fred.
Yeah.
Listeners, for those of you who may not remember this, back in 7th edition, Adam charged Def Dread Fred at me at 11-inch charge?
Yeah.
11 or 12-inch. And I said, I'm not going to Overwatch because you're not going to make an 11-inch charge. And he made it.
Yeah. And I killed your quad heavy bolter dreadnought. Yeah, I love that dreadnought, by the way. I love anything with heavy bolters. I'm not going to lie. It makes me happy. It brings me joy.
That's just DACA. I mean,
that shows you why I actually have 6 heavy bolters strapped to my kill bursta.
Yeah, that thing is hilarious.
People at the store really loved that thing.
They did. Yeah. Everybody who came in basically came out and started looking at what we were doing.
Yeah, they loved our armies. So you know me, I hate having my ego stroked. So
is that what you call it?
Yeah. You had a bunch of Vanguard vets. Yeah. You had the Ventilator. You had a Land Raider.
Had a Predator.
Hammer pattern Land Raider. Yeah, there's just a general.
No, just a general Land Raider. At some point, I'll get a Forge World Land Raider, but not yet.
2 tac squads.
2 tac squads running Combi Flamer and Flamer. Because I knew I was coming up against Orc, and Flamers are always a good idea.
Had some scouts, right?
Had 2 5-man units of scouts, sniper rifles, and
missile launchers. Excuse me.
One had a missile launcher. There's one missile launcher.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that's what makes me laugh about those is I built those specifically for Shadow War Armageddon, and never played Shadow War Armageddon.
It'll be great for Kill Team.
Yeah, it's great for Kill Team.
It'll be great for 40k.
Dude, I've got so many. I have so many combinations of crazy stuff for Raven Guard and Kill Team that it's dumb.
Yeah.
And I've got my Raven Guard with me, so that's no. I don't have all of it, but I have most of it with me. But I built a Zone Mortalis force, so it's like all of the bodies,
right?
You know, lots of flamers, lots of combi flamers. More Dathan, some other stuff. I
kind of want to go that way with my Space Marines. I have the Super Fly tank and I have a billion Hellblasters, but I would love to build it out to be like a bunch of just the troops with the -1 AP bolters, because I feel like that's not bad when you buff them up. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. Orc game. I drove forward, tried to punch through your heavy tanks, kind of block the way. And I kind of spread my damage around a little bit. I started shooting at the Predator.
Yeah.
And when it started to not do things, I kind of shifted my focus a little bit. And I'm almost like, I probably should have kept focusing on the Predator, even though...
Okay, the Predator. Let's talk about the Predator, what happened there. So we did mention that I bought new dice because... Did I go 2 full turns without getting a shot off from the Predator?
I think you...
Because I missed everything?
I think you did... You did a wound with the autocannon.
Yeah,
you did 3 wounds with the autocannon.
Dumb.
Yeah, it was real
just
bad.
Wasn't working, and I went and bought Imperial Knight dice, which I don't know if they were going to be any better, but whatever. We forgot the Contemptor Dread.
Oh yeah. The Contemptor was standing on top of the building, kind of keeping an eye out, getting ready to jump down with his Carrie's autocannon and slice me up.
Found out that was illegal, or that's no longer legal, which
is fine because we played it as it was, because he's got a giant claw and he should be able to climb up things.
Well, also back in 7th edition, one of our friends, one of the friends of the show, Connor, he and I played a tournament game, and we were fighting for dead last, I think.
Yeah.
And so we had these 2 dreadnoughts running through the ruins after each other. Because we could.
Yeah.
And it was really, really dumb, but it was funny.
Uh-huh.
I think I would... No, wait, hold on. We were coming in for dead last, but neither one of us made dead last on that for whatever reason. Someone else took it from us.
Right, probably because you tied or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but there's nothing more epic than 2 dreadnoughts fighting on the roof of a building.
Yeah. That's
fantastic.
That was some great stuff. So I automatically think, we'll put the dread in the building, but that's not a legal thing, so I will have to remember not to do that unless it's a narrative.
Well, in narrative games, it's not a big deal. So I jumped in. I jumped forward. You kind of splattered me with guns, and it was really your assault with the Vanguard. Your Vanguard vets assaulted my forward truck, which had 5 Meganobs in it. Yeah. Oh yeah, my Meganobs. I forgot about them.
Oh yeah,
the 5 Meganobs, Mad Doc, and the War Boss in it, and you almost. You wrapped the vehicle, but I made sure to put the truck next to the building. Yeah. That way, I could actually escape with my 2 characters, even though all of the Meganobs were killed because I couldn't deploy them from the truck. And then Mad Doc and the War Boss moved forward and went after the Dreadnought, because that's what you do.
Yeah.
That's what you do. The War Boss ended up fighting the Dreadnought alone because I was able to get some good distance with Mad Doc to attack your lieutenant.
Yeah, lieutenant. Yeah, that aced the lieutenant too.
Right. The lieutenant died, the War Boss died, and then the Dreadnought turned around. I was able to pile into your Land Raider for a turn to maybe keep it from shooting, and I did, but then the Dreadnought turned around and killed Mad Doc pretty quickly.
Yeah, well, that's what that Contemptor Dread's for.
But those flash gets basically did most of the work throughout the game. Even without sure the I also had the Wazbomb Blastojet.
Oh yeah.
That vehicle kept my army alive turn 1 actually. So even though you were rolling poorly, what you did connect got a lot of it got saved with that
invul,
custom force field, which
that's right. Actually, after that went down, that's whenever stuff started coming off the board a lot quicker.
Yeah, and if you're a Codex purist, the Big Mech on Bike is no longer in the Codex. It's still in the Index, but who knows how long that's going to last. So if you're looking for a good wide coverage of the custom force field, that Wazbomb Blastojet is your ticket, and I really like it. I love my paint job, and I think it's the idea of a mech, beautiful. A big mech in a flyer is so awesome. So I jumped him for it. I tried to kill some stuff with it. I think I did. No, did I kill your ventilator with that? No, I didn't kill it. I put some wounds on it. Put some wounds on it, and then when you killed it, of course I re-rolled the explodes roll, and I've got a 6 on the re-roll.
Yeah, and you did do some damage there.
I did a lot of damage to your captain with that. Yeah. I killed a couple of scouts, and I killed the ventulator, or I did wounds to the ventilator. Yeah, enough wounds that
you took out most of the scouts. So you took out 3 out of 5.
And you know what? I think with like half my wounds left, I finished off the ventilator with the Kill Blasta, possibly.
Yeah, I think. I used.
Or was it Captain Badrock with his overcharging?
I think it was Captain Badrock.
Yeah, even I think on 6s to hit, he killed 6s to hit overcharging.
Yeah, because you overcharged and wounded yourself a couple of times.
Yeah. Yep. Unfortunately, I think the way I read it, I don't think I can slow off those mortal wounds to the ammo runts. I think he has to take those wounds.
Once he starts taking, he has to take
and once you take mortal wounds from the gun, you have to keep on applying wounds to him, so those ammo runts don't help you in that regard.
Okay.
But at any rate, he was so great. I love flash kits. I think they're so much fun, and the fact that they are so good in close combat too. Like, I think I got them off the battlefield by assaulting your scouts, and then after that, I ran off.
Yeah, that's what you did. You were able to do that.
Yeah, that was really cool.
I do have I have the captain who's got the Thunder Hammer and a jump pack. It's not Captain Smash or whatever.
Yeah, it's just a dude.
Yeah, it's actually based on Captain Corvidae from Imperial Armor 9 or 10. Wait, hold on. It can't be from 9 or 10 because that's Bad Ab. 11? Anyways, it's one of the Imperial Armor
well,
books.
the Orc one is 10, I think.
Is it Orcs versus Raven Guard?
Yes.
It's that one then. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's the raid on Castoral Novum, whichever one that is.
Yeah. It's based on the Raven Guard captain there, which Forge World does sell that model, but
why not? Yeah, you can make your own stuff. Why not?
Well, that, and also his story after he left, or after that book, was that he went into the Death Watch. And so I thought, you know what, I can go through. I've got this Death Watch Raven Guard backpack that I got from our buddy Curran. And then I've got the Death Watch upgrade pack. I'm like, hey, I could just do this, and all of a sudden I've got him. So I was able to kit bash that guy, but now he doesn't have rules.
Right.
So I just a generic captain with a Thunder Hammer. So
cool.
It's just another time of me going through and saying, hey, I can make this character. Cool.
Who killed him? Oh, I think it was the Flash Kits. Flash Kits did so much work.
Yeah, he got shot up because he had like 2 or 3 wounds left because he took those mortal wounds from the exploding something or other. Oh, from the exploding air flyer. And then he had 2 wounds left, or 3 wounds, and you just shot him right off the board.
See, I think that the what do you call it? The freebooters abilities are going to be really cool. Can you imagine if, say, my kill tank, which is tagged freebooters, imagine that kills a small unit of something, and if those flash kits are nearby, they're like, we're not going to get shown up by no kill tank, and they get a +1 to hit with those freaking guns.
Yeah.
Oof. That would be gross.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. Where are we next? I do have an MVP for my...
Yeah?
I do have an MVP.
Yeah?
All right, so the attack sergeant,
Yeah.
the one that kept assaulting your
He
kill
kept
tank.
assaulting the kill tank. Kill tank whiffs on Overwatch twice with 3 twin-linked big shooters and his super duper gun. 3 twin-linked big shooters. That is, what is that? 6, 12, 18. 18 shots each.
He assaulted twice, and you could not get rid of him. And and then you'd have to, what was it? You zoomed out or you jumped out of combat.
I would fall back, and you would just assault me again.
Yeah.
In the end, I killed him in close combat with the tank. I had to back over him. I had to roll over him and then back over him again to kill him.
Yeah.
That was great. I don't think he's dead. I think he's just I think his armor just got like all mangled up by the treads, and he's kind of like his bottom half is facing one way and his top half is facing the other way.
Yeah.
He's just waiting to be like
sewn back together.
Yeah. I think he'll be fine.
I think what will happen is, the end credits, everyone's going away, and you just see one
arm, like
one hand come
forward.
up.
Yeah. And it was really cool and thematic how it ended, because it was first the 2 units of boys ran off the battlefield because I charged with the trucks, and the trucks got killed by the Contemptor Dread, but the boys were able to boost out and then like run off the battlefield. Then the Flash gets followed suit, and they ran off the battlefield. And then after that, Captain Badrock managed to like hide behind a building.
Yeah.
Like you were able
I could not get to him at all.
No, you were able to pop off, like you moved up with those scouts and popped off a missile launcher and like a couple of sniper rifles.
I got 1 wound on him. That was it.
Yeah, and then he ran off off the battlefield himself. So I did end up technically winning, but it was by the slimmest of margins. I got like 30
by 1.5 points.
Yep.
Yeah. Because it was like power level 1/3, and I think
we were at 114.
Yeah, so I think it was like you're off by just the skin. I was.
Yep. And I think that would make for a cool thematic, like follow up.
It was a bloody battle.
Yeah, if we were hanging out another day, we could definitely do a fun game with the Flash Gits and the boys and Captain Badrock. Yeah. Like if we did like a smaller game with them, and some other elements of the Raven Guard, I think that would be a fun mission. It was
saying it's you had what, 33? No, you had 35 points.
I think I have 41 or so power level, 48, 40, 42 or something like that.
Which is almost a Zone Mortalis, small points game.
That would be a good small Zone. Actually, that would be a kind of a big Zone Mortalis game. That would be appropriate for Zone Mortalis. Yeah. It would be appropriate for Zone Mortalis.
It'd be good for a 4x4. If it got any larger, it'd have to go to 6x4. But yeah, it would be.
That'd be super fun. Maybe we'll do that the next time we get together. Yeah, I would like that with the new Codex and everything.
Yeah, and I'll make sure and bring Raven Guard next time. Like I did mention earlier, I do have the Getting Started Orcs box. Yeah, so I will be doing some Orcs.
Nice. Yeah, dude, I think it'll be super fun. And you're going to do them blue? You're going to do them Death Skulls? That'll be awesome. I like that.
I like the whole idea of looting everything. It makes me laugh.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Like, there's a cool stratagem in here. Mm-hmm. I think it's Death Skulls, where you can, if you kill a vehicle, if you have a unit of boys... No. All right, I'm going to do some more flipping, everybody. Flip.
Flipping through the Codex.
This is fine. It's okay. We're just flipping. Loot it. It's just an orc stratagem.
Okay.
When a vehicle unit is destroyed within 3 inches of orc infantry from your army. Oh, this is one of the things. Improve the save characteristic for that unit by 1.
Okay.
Oh, no. Right. They changed it to, no, I think it is by 1. Whatever. That unit cannot be selected for mob up later. Okay. Because, Ludas refund it on a 4+. So if it's a Luda, they refund the command point by 1 if they roll 4 up, because they're Ludas, they're good at it.
Yeah, that's what they do.
But it's only a 1 CP stratagem, so if you kill a vehicle, you're like, oh, I'm going to stick this stuff on me and have a better armor save. Yeah, I have some like notes here. I think it's possible they might cap it at 5+ or something. Either way, that is super fun. I like that a lot.
Well, we'll know in a couple of weeks. Well, we'll know by the time this drops.
Yeah, you know, and yeah. The Death Skulls one is re-rolling wound rolls against vehicles.
Okay.
2 command points.
It's not too bad.
No, that's not bad. It's no Veterans of the Long War.
Yeah.
But it's still cool.
Yeah, that'll work though. I mean, there's places to be used.
You're gonna have like Ludas. If you're running like a unit of 15 Ludas and then another 10-man unit of Ludas, and you mob them up for 25 Ludas. You should spend 2 command points on that, because that'll be, if you're talking about killing Land Raiders and stuff very easily.
And that could erase the
Imperial.
Land Raider
it can really erase an Imperial Knight. They do 2 damage. They're -1 AP, which against Imperial Knights, you can really kill a lot of stuff. So it should be 2 command points in my opinion.
And but
it's super Death Skullsy. I love this Codex. It's so good. I haven't even gotten into. I think maybe we'll do in the future. Maybe we'll do some episodes on like just each culture.
Yeah.
Like before we've already kind of done a bunch of orc episodes earlier with the old codexes, but I think it would be fun. To do the new ones. Yeah, it would be fun to do like a segment on each culture and like doing a fun army on each one, because we've already kind of. It's hard because there's so many different ways of building. Like we were just talking about doing Speed Freaks, but Death Skulls instead of
Evil Sons.
Yeah. But there's a whole bunch of ways to make things work and to make it fun. Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing how people do snake bites.
Refresh my memory. What's that cult?
Snake bites are the are the clan who are regressed. They're like wild. They're like wild boys.
Yeah.
And like their stratagem is they get +1 to wound like things with 10 or more wounds. Like so they can really kill like big monsters.
So basically they could be monster hunters characters.
That's literally what the stratagem is called.
Monster Hunter?
Yeah, Monster
Hunter.
Are
you serious?
Yeah, that's literally what they're called. So
I am so good.
Right?
Yeah.
And they actually have like a natural like 6-up feel no pain.
Of course they
across the army.
Well, they're the ones that like what is it? They actually do like to be bitten by snakes or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They literally they intentionally are bitten by snakes, or like snake squigs or whatever. They're tough as nails. There's no apparently also their battle wagons and trucks are also bit by snakes, but whatever. Hey, it doesn't matter. Whatever. I mean, you can rationalize it in other ways. It makes sense, but yeah, they're orcs. Whatever.
You can just have the snakes rolling all over the battle wagon, you know?
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah,
why
sure.
Not? Yeah.
So yeah, that game was really fun. We really should thank. What's the name of the Games Workshop store that we played at?
Games Workshop Brody Oaks, and Colin is the manager. Thank you,
Rody Oaks.
Brody
Oaks.
Brodie.
Oh, okay.
It's in South Austin.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on Lamar, South Lamar.
Cool. Yeah, he was really cool. We watched him like give some demos to some kids and talk. Like gave some demos to like somebody coming in and look at Shadespire randomly. Yeah. He seemed to have.
Vault? Was that that's the other
that's the
expansion.
new. Sorry, it's like Warhammer Underworlds. And he showed the dude Night Vault. That was really cool.
That was nice. That was really cool to watch.
Like he looks like he's got it on lock there, so that was really cool. And
it's always nice to see kids coming in too, because like there will still be people. I mean, there still is a lot of people coming in that are new. Yeah,
you can always tell. Like sometimes people come in and they are a little freaked out by the proprietor, but like it seemed like they stayed around and they seemed excited, and we gave the dad some advice on how to like where to look for painting videos and stuff like that.
YouTube,
and how he was like, how long does it take you to paint these? And we were like, well, that one took me a really long time. But if you want to get a force on the battle,
doesn't take much.
Right, it doesn't take a whole lot. You can always go back later.
Yeah, because we were mentioning that we both will go through and add extra things, especially if the unit does well,
something really well, like your sergeant really needs a badge of honor of some kind.
Yeah, I gotta remember which one because that's out of the.
It's just a bolter dude, I think, right?
No, it was okay.
The flamer bolter dude
is a combi flamer guy. But that's part of a. Okay, that's actually a squad of Mordathan from Forge World.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I was killing resin like nobody's business.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of dead resin on that table.
Like you had tanks and stuff, but once those Vanguard vets came close, I was like, no, that stuff needs to die because it'll just destroy my whole army.
Yeah, and I was wondering because we talked about doing this ambush mission, and I was looking at the rules before I packed up stuff, and I realized I don't have a lot of heavy weapons for the Raven Guard. I don't.
Yeah.
Or I have them, but they're not painted or they're base coated or whatever. I don't have a lot of plasma. I don't have a lot of those sorts of things because the Raven Guard were built for Zone Mortalis. So now I know what I've got to go back and start building up. Build up some plasma guns, build up some las cannons and whatnot. So that gives me a better idea of where I take the Raven Guard next.
Cool.
I've got a whole bunch of... Well, they're more Dathan, but they're Stern Guard, pretty much, that I need to get painted. So it looks like I'm doing more Raven Guard. I need to get back to my Mantis Warriors as well. Well, they're all built. I just need to paint them.
Yeah, same thing with my boatmen. Yeah. I need to finish them before my baby comes.
Oh, have you mentioned this yet? Oh, this might be the first.
Haven't.
Okay.
Well,
by the time this releases, it will be mentioned.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you got. Hold on. You got a new airbrush, right?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Why don't we take a quick break and we'll come back and do the intro after all the stuff we already did. We'll do an intro outro.
Okay, so stay tuned for some messages, and yeah.
Cool.
Hello, everyone. The Masters of the Forge is now a proud member of the NPC, the Narrative Podcast Consortium. Our aim is to inspire your hobby through the rich lore of the 41st millennium. If you enjoy our podcast, then make sure to check out these other awesome shows, where you can get coverage on campaigns, Black Library, and all kinds of general topics of the 40K background.
The NGC 40K podcast also provides in-depth campaign coverage, audio dramas, and free-flowing narrative campaign creation.
The Adeptus Terra podcast also features in-depth discussions of the lore and commentary on the hobby.
Oh, and sexy English voices.
Oh, yeah.
The Masters of the Forge brings the world of 40K to life on your tabletop, with discussion on the lore, backed up by narrative-themed rules and battle reports.
Of course, this is only a fraction of the topics covered by the podcasts of the NPC. Please tune in to find out more.
Hey, Masters of the Forge listeners, are you looking to expand your Warhammer 40,000 gaming group?
Do you want to start a 40K club in your area?
Do you want the people you attract to be like-minded mofos?
Do you want to advertise your YouTube channel?
Or even attract more subscribers to your hobby blog or online community?
Then what better way than to advertise on the Masters of the Forge podcast?
All we ask of you is that you email us at mastersoftheforge@gmail.com or message us on Facebook with a full text of your advertisement, including the region in which you live and any contact information people can use to get a hold of you.
We will have one of our many tech servitors read your advertisement on the air. We promise not to make fun of you.
Though we can't always predict the actions of our servitors, you really can't find good help these days.
No, you can't. All right, I am here with Adam in this segment. Hi, Adam.
Hey, Adam. Go figure that.
This is gonna be difficult.
Adam 1, Adam 2.
Yeah. But who gets to be 1 and who gets to be 2?
I'll let you be 1.
Aw,
there you go.
There we go. So I'm not sure how this is going to go because this is the first time I recorded on the phone. In the past, like I've used my laptop connected to like my whole sound rig, and it actually is way worse than my phone. My phone is actually a better recording device when out and about. So we might get some spiking. That's fine. So Adam and I just played Speed Freaks for the first time. Today is pre-order day, so this is going to come out after a bunch of people. Obviously, by the sounds you can hear, there's some lattes being made in the background, and there's music, which I hope doesn't get us in copyright trouble for. Jason can sort that out.
Yeah,
that's fine.
We're not making money.
No, that's a fact.
That's a fact.
So thanks again to Games Workshop for sending us a copy of Speed Freaks. Spoiler alert, it was a lot of fun.
Hell yeah.
It was super fun. So Adam, you are from Massachusetts, right?
Correct, sir.
So you've been playing Orcs for how long?
I would say since 5th edition, kind of 5th, 6th edition, I started changing over, so how many years from that until now? I would say at least 3, 4.
Yep. So I started. I've been playing for about 10 or 11 years, I think, and I started about 5th edition. So it's probably been a little bit longer than a couple of years.
Fair enough.
But you're a big time Orc player. We were talking at the store just now, and I'm like, dude, how many trucks you got? You're like 7. I'm like, well, all right. How many battle wagons you got? You're like 6. Like, okay, so
how many Gorkonauts you have? 2.
2.
I have everything.
So it's, I guess, so we decided we're gonna save our money for buggies.
That's right.
So let's talk about Speed Freaks. Speed Freaks is like a mini game that Games Workshop has put out to kind of just to sell some buggies and give people. I love these little mini games that they put out for their products that give you like different ways of playing with the models and like give you these quick little like Warhammer experiences that are somewhat like it's a quicker.
It's a more it's like more just roll dice and stuff. Instead of just getting bogged down with all the congested rules, you just like. It's a good introduction to rolling dice.
It's a good like coffee and meat snacks game, or coffee and what's pork rinds? A coffee and pork rinds game. Not beer and pretzels because we were in the game store.
But if you have beer and pretzels at your home, feel free to throw them in there. It makes the game so much more exciting.
So let's talk about what comes in the box. Let's talk about the models. Those models, I built the 2 buggies, and it comes with 6 bikes, which are just the 2 bike kits, so a knob and 2 boys per, and those are worth it in and of themselves. But people like you and me, we have you and me have
grammar.
We both already have. We literally both each have 36 bikes painted. We have no.
Okay, I can't say painted. You got me there, buddy.
No.
Whatever, man. I do have, if this gives me street cred, the old, like 10 or 15 of the old school bikers with the guns on the side and stuff like that.
I have 1 unit of those guys. Those are awesome. The way I have 3 units. 1 of the old bikers, 1 of the new bikers without a fender, and 1 unit of bikers with the fender. So they're differentiated that way. But yeah, I didn't need that. So I sent those bikes to Jason. Also, I snuck in some other guys in that box too.
He's getting all the goodies.
I just don't want it. I don't want the responsibility. Like, let's get rid of this.
That's right.
I'm not doing him any favors. So
you're doing yourself a favor.
Those buggies are so awesome.
They're so customizable too.
Oh my god, they're so like each of the little Gretchen can be removed, and like you can put them on a different model, or you can put them on the same model just in a different location. All the heads are separate, so you can swap heads around, which is really nice.
Yeah, because you actually built it out, so you've seen it. Like I've just seen like pictures, so like I've seen the full product, but you actually saw in like the amount of custom. Like no two war buggies will never look alike if you.
No,
yeah.
you'll build the first one by the instructions. After that, it's all downhill from there.
It's Big Mech style.
Yeah, even one of them, the what is it? The Dragsta.
The Speedster
the
one
shock,
that I was doing.
Yeah, the Shock Jump Dragsta. That one is the tires are fully removable if you don't like the ball the F1 sleek tires. You don't have to because the pegs are about the same as a truck peg, so you can put different wheels on there. But the custom Booster Blasta, the rear tire is attached to the molding of the body, so like this inner tire.
Part of the chassis.
It's part of the chassis, yeah. So, but I think those tires are awesome anyways. So I don't think anybody's gonna care about that one. But you can swap out those front tires, which is good.
Man, well, how can you hate on spike rugged tires that look like they're grinding people? So hell yeah.
True. And the guy who has no legs. He literally doesn't have legs. According to Phil Kelly, he has no legs. So the gunner on the custom Booster Blasta, that's removable. So if you want to put that in a case, you don't have to glue him in. So that's super nice. What it doesn't come with the Rocket Truck Squig Buggy. It doesn't come with a Death Killer War Trike. It doesn't come with.
Which I'm not gonna lie, I was totally looking forward to seeing the Squig Biker just to throw squigs at people. It's so fun, man.
It doesn't come with a Snaz Wagon. It doesn't come with a Scrap Jet. Now on the live stream, they also said that the little grot in the front, that's strapped to the front, the blood bag, he is not molded on either. You can put him on any vehicle you want. So if you want to throw him on your battle wagon or something, you can.
Green stuff, some rope and stuff like that, so you look like Mad Max style, where you just put on a body as a ram.
Yep. Well, I love the custom Booster Blasta because he's got the driver's shifter. The driver's shifting arm is actually his hand is gone and he's got a bionic shifting arm. And that's what's cool. All of these have a really cool theme. Like the Booster Blasta is a really mech-y theme. Like everybody is a cyborg. Even the grots are kind of cyborg-y.
Oh wow, yeah.
So it's a very mech-y.
And like you can look at their advanced. They got android orcs. Apparently they got like metal bits.
Yep, exactly. And the Squig Buggy is definitely like snake bite themed. It's got it's very like country boy,
yes, it's a country truck just going on the hillside just with your boys drinking beer.
Exactly. Look at the orcs; they're super fat. Like they're definitely American. This is an American
guns and beers.
Yep. and beer guts. It's the best.
I love that grinded theme.
Yeah, the Shock Jump Dragster is definitely a racy one. Death Killer War Trike is definitely Mad Maxy as well. He's got all
the guy who was wearing the mask in Mad Max. That's like his main truck or whatever, And
it definitely harkens back to old orc stuff because this dude's got this mask and goggles on that very much looks like the old like it used to be like a U.S. soldier or a German soldier, pith helmet type thing.
Like Call of Duty, they have Ghost, how he had that bandana that was a skull, so it looked like he was a skull mask.
Yeah, exactly. And then the Snaz Wagon, I think, is very much like just the orc buggies. Like if you don't...
Molotov cocktails.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Those are really cool. And those are all rules and stuff you can do. And the Scrap Jet is when a flyboy shows the ground boys how to make a buggy.
Think Star Wars, land speeder, kind of. So you got Anakin's little land speeder thing.
It looks like a jet, but it's like the front, instead of an intake, it's a drill, and in the back there's actually a tail gunner. They don't show you because you can't see it here, but in the live stream they said the back has a tail gunner in it, which is adorable.
Well, that's like Tron right there. That's some intense data.
It's the Death Star.
That's oh my god, that's what it is. Yes, Han Solo's trying to lock on to the Death Star.
Yeah, I love these buggies. Anyways,
there's so much sorry to interrupt, but in all these characters, there's so much character. Whoever made these orc buggies knows that we love squigs, we love grots and stuff like that. Definitely, I'm really excited. On the new wave because you could tell it's Orc love.
Yeah.
I love it, man.
Some folks are like, oh, it's not scrappy enough. And I'm like, well, some of them are scrappy, some of them are not. You can pick whatever one you want.
Or
if you want
make it scrappy.
Yeah, you can make it scrappy. But yeah, exactly. You can do whatever you want with these. A lot of the pieces are optional on these, and you don't have to. But when people are like, oh, but they think if something is made that they don't like, it's a waste to make it because they didn't make something that they wanted. It's like, how selfish is that?
Yeah,
that's like super selfish. You know what? Not everything is made for you. So
that's a lot of this with Orktober and wine. There was so much autonomy happening and stuff like that. Oh my god!
I am sick of a lot of my fellow Orc players.
I am too a little bit.
So let's go back to the positive, because this game is super fun. It's not a throwaway game. It's definitely a game I'd be willing to play again and again. So the way it works, let's just talk about basically how it works. So everybody gets a set of 10 dice. There's a set of yellow dice and a set of red dice, and you have a little shield that you put up for the cunning phase.
It's like a D&D screen. You hide your cunning and stuff from your opponent, and then you reveal it.
Yep, you have to put dice down for initiative. You have to allocate dice to what is it called?
Cunning,
the speeding phase. Yep. And you have to put dice down for the shooting phase. And
so out of those 10 dice, like for example, if you want to know that you need to go first, I would put like 5 dice in my initiative phase to guarantee that I go first. Well, not guarantee, but increase my chances, obviously.
And that's the beautiful thing about this game. It's not a game for people who want guarantees in their games. It's a crazy, fun, wild game, and it doesn't have a lot of the... So, like a lot of these old games, like driving games, have such minutiae, like tiny little details that kind of don't matter. Instead, it's still crazy, but it's all, like, on cards and stuff. So Jim Games Workshop has the bandwidth to create extra, game materials. So they have cards, and they have the movement gubbins.
That sticks, yeah.
The sticks so you don't have to you don't have to use turning arcs and stuff, because they give you the materials that'll do it for you, which makes it a lot easier and a lot faster.
Yeah, it's like Star Wars and all those other ones where they have, instead of measurements, you just have like these move sticks, and they vary in some reverse, some this, but like you just place it down and you move it, and it's super easy.
Right. So, like I said, the first phase is the cunning phase. That's when you allocate your dice to the certain phases. Then you roll then you reveal and you roll your initiative dice, your cunning dice, and whoever has the most successes gets the priority token. So that means that when you alternate, every round you alternate for movement, shooting, and fighting, the person with that token gets to go first with their first unit. So there's no you go with everything in this. It's
you go, I go.
You go, I go, you go, I go. Yeah. In this game, you have to do that.
Which I like, because you can set up counters, baits. It's not just oh, I'm moving my guys forward and hope you don't flank me or whatever.
Right, and you can leave models blocking other models. You can go super fast with a bike and put it right in front of your opponent's buggy, and your opponent either has to ram that bike or try to go around it. Which is really cool. That's a great use for a bike, because they're kind of terrible.
They're just there to just annoy people. Mm-hmm. But when you have 3 bikers, it's still 4 shots each. It adds up. They're orcs still, but yes.
So when you roll in the speeding phase, which is the movement phase, but it's way better. I think from now on in 40K, I'm going to call it the speeding phase.
I think so too. We should it's the speed phase.
It's now the speeding phase. So you roll you have to allocate all of your speeding dice evenly between all of your living models, right? Or not evenly. You have to put at least 1 on each model.
I think you have to make it as even as possible.
Yeah, you have to make it as even as possible, I think. May not allocate more than 5 speeding dice to a single vehicle. We did that wrong, but that's fine. I mean, you don't really need more than that anyways.
Yeah.
So,
At that point, it's like, yeah. Whatever.
the lightning bolt symbol is always like either like a critical roll or it's a wild card. It's always like a success on a dice roll. The little explosion is 0, and then the hit, like the crosshairs, is a hit in the shooting, or 1 in the speeding phase, and the shield is either a defense in the when you're rolling armor, or it's a +1 in the speeding phase.
Yep.
So you tally
all the
up.
dice are used.
Yeah, they're always used. So however many successes you get on the speeding dice is the number of gubbins you're allowed to use when moving that model. So if you roll a lightning bolt and a shield, that's 3, because the lightning bolt counts as 2.
And each move stick individually is called gubbin, so you get 3 different type. There's varying angles, like turns, reversing, and stuff like that. So you each have like 5, 6 different movement sticks. And if you roll 3, I get to choose. There's a little bit minutia because there's like super gubbins and like I forget the rarer one, but
yeah, there's let's see, they are called snazzy gubbins and special gubbins.
Special gubbins.
So basic gubbins you can use. There's only 2 of them, I think, and you can use those once per model, once per movement. So you can use those for all of the models. You don't have to worry about that. But then the special gubbins you can only use each one once per turn. So if you've already used like the one that has a long banking turn, I guess, you only get to use that for one of the models. And a model may only use 1 special gubbins per movement. So if you roll 3, you get to use both basic gubbins and 1 special gubbins. Those refresh at the end of your turn. You get those back for the next movement, or sorry, for the next speed.
And the only one is the red ones, the super gubbins.
Yeah,
that's once per game.
The snazzy gubbins, you may only use a snazzy gubbin once per game, and it's not each. It's once per game. You can use a snazzy gubbin. After that, you're done.
You're just done.
Yeah. But it's good. You save it for just the right moment.
Your little curve. It's all like curving ones too. So it's like, side dashes and stuff like that.
Yeah, ramming is cool. If you touch a model at all, you ram it, and it seems to really favor bikes. Like bikes you roll 2 dice against your opponent, no matter what, unless it's a head-on collision. And then you both roll 3 dice, and then your opponent only rolls 1 dice back. Again, unless it's a head-on collision. And again, in this game, there are firing arcs, but they give you a template for that, which is really, really nice.
I wish I had it for 40k. Back at 7. It would stop so much arguments.
You can actually drift in this game. You can set up your gubbins on the side to drift, but you might fail your driving test, and failing a driving test means you'll spin, and sometimes, actually a lot of the time, you'll spin in just the right direction.
I think in our game, yeah, like there was maybe one time that it ended up biting us in the butt, but every time it was like, oh wait, I wanted to go here. Yeah, this is perfect.
So the shooting phase, you allocate all your shooting dice first evenly among models that can shoot, that have line of sight. So in some models, you might want to turn them so they can't see, so you don't have to allocate dice to them. It's like a little trick.
It's a little mini game within the game, kind of.
Yep, and then those models that can shoot, you allocate the dice between all the weapons. You can't shoot a weapon unless it has a dice allocated to it. So you were running the dragster, and it has 2 weapons. So if you don't allocate 2 dice to it, you can't fire those 2 guns. You can only fire 1 gun. Some of them, like the buggy I had, custom
like
booster blaster. Yeah,
stuff.
it had stick bombs, and it had the Grot blaster. And it was allowed to shoot those always. Yeah, as long as I allocate 1 dice to the model, they could shoot those, which was really cool.
You're just running around throwing grenades and stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
There's a lot of nuance to like the movement. It reminds me a lot of Battlefleet Gothic. It reminds me of it's very much like a movement but with restrictions game, just like X-Wing, just like Star Trek Attack Wing.
I like it though because like I said, it's counterpoint, like you said in the beginning. Oh, I run in front of you, block you, now I do this and that. It's like it's so much more engaged. I feel like I'm interacting instead of just like 40k fantasy where it's like, oh, I'm just shoving my guys forward.
You know what would be funny if you did a variant of this where you use the shield to hide your each movement as you do it, and you both reveal it at the same time instead of doing them one at a time.
And then make it
and
so
then you
like
both and then you both move your models at the same time.
It's like,
that'd be really cool. That might be a fun variant.
Actually, that's how X-Wing, isn't it? Like kinda.
No, right now it's very much like X-Wing.
Don't want to. Still recording.
Yeah, we're good. Sorry.
Yeah, because I think X-Wing has that where like the nuances and with you go, I go, and you can create like that.
So, and then the fighting phase, they fight each other. Even all the models fight each other, because there's crew on there and they're stabbing at each other, and some of them have like saw blades. It's awesome. So the game comes with 4 missions or 4 scenarios. And it's a lot of fun. There's like Trash Their Stuff, which is about destroying like objectives, sort of. The Grand Smash, which is basically a demolition derby. You set up 4 boards and everybody sets up each in a separate corner and they just kill each other.
Good times.
There's also a the big race, which sets up 2 sets of the board, so there's 8 boards, and you set up with 8 objective markers all around the battlefield or the racetrack, and everybody starts clustered next to each other, and they have to drive around and hit all of those objectives, and whoever comes back to from objective 1 to objective 8 wins.
It's kind of like those games where you're trying to fly through those golden rings and you have to get through all the checkpoints and stuff.
Yep. It is. It looks like so
And then you
fun.
can also crash into people and get them out of the... Get out of the way, buddy. Orky style.
Look, there's a rule for this called decrowd. If a model finishes a move within 3 inches of any battlefield edge, they might be struck by debris thrown by a raucous spectator. Roll a Speed Freaks dice on a explode result. Draw a damage card for that vehicle.
That's funny. That's so cute.
Yeah, if we play this, we have to get out our orcs and put them all around the edge of the battlefields so that they count as the spectators.
That is hilarious. The mob's getting mad at the group because they're not racing.
They're not
racing what are you doing?
Yeah, get in the race. God. So the one we did is Race to the Horizon, and this was really, really ingenious. So I'm going to explain it.
It's fantastic.
So the 4 boards are laid out lengthwise, well, almost like in a long 4-board track. The deployment zone is all the way on one end of the battlefield, and then you drive across to the end, right? So there is no finish line in this scenario. It doesn't say, after you place 3 or 4 boards, whoever gets to the end first wins. No, it's still whoever has the last buggy standing wins. So what happens is the faster you are, whoever reveals the next board edge, the leading edge of the battlefield, gets to remove the board from all the way on the beginning and add it to the end. And whoever has models left in that backfield,
they get left behind. They get destroyed.
So...
Oh, it's such a snazzy in the game mechanics, like you're on a giant conveyor belt. You don't want to be far behind.
Yep, but it's not like other ones where it's like, after a few you stop putting them down. No, you don't stop. You don't stop until everybody's dead.
The game can go for a very long time too, because it's like no rounds or anything. It's straight up until everybody's dead and one person's alive.
Yep, but it's really, really great. I really, really like it. You have to make sure to allocate dice to movement, because if you roll no successes on movement, you stall out and you stay behind. You got to be careful. So I really
there was a little high. It's cool because it adds that high pressure of like the wall is fire coming at you and stuff like that. You're like, no, okay, I gotta stop you, but I can't. I gotta go. I gotta keep going myself.
Yep. It gives me ideas for other similar scenarios. I can't wait to play with that. That's super fun.
Yeah.
So that is basically Speed Freaks. There's also additional rules for clans. We didn't use those, so we should definitely, the next time we play, we should do that. And then there's custom jobs. You can just decide, how many custom jobs to give your models. They're just like little upgrades, cute upgrades that you can do.
Oh, if we want to talk about how damage is done with cards and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because it's not like I do a wound, you take 1 damage. No,
they're damage cards, and they give you like one of them that we did was like on fire, so you
have your whole
more
themes
damage.
on burning and stuff like that. The other one is like driver's wounded, so while you're driving, there's a chance to like skid out and turn to the side. There's weapons destroyed, so like half range and stuff like that.
One of your guys, it was like the wheel was pulling to the left. So if you rolled a shield on a Speed Freaks dice, you turn 45 degrees to the left.
Yep.
And you must have done that 3 times in a row.
And 2 of those times it was beneficial. There was one time it made me facing backwards, and I was like, "Oh God, okay." But yeah,
you had to reverse. That was really funny. Beep, beep, beep. Yeah, oh, that was so much fun. Yeah. The damage cards make it a lot of fun because sometimes it's not even, you don't even take a wound. Sometimes it's just a bad effect. And that's super fun.
Yeah, it makes the game go on. Plus, it's kind of like the ongoing. Shit, my truck's on fire. My driver's wounded. I'm missing a wheel.
Yeah.
Oh, but I'm still going. I'm still going somehow.
Yeah. We definitely need to like. We definitely need to get some like smoke tokens and fire tokens and stuff. That would be a lot of fun.
That like plant or with cotton stuff and spray paint it back and put it on the exhaust lights.
Yeah, that would be super fun. Okay, so I can't wait for the Orc Codex. It's gonna come soon. It's gonna be coming soon.
We're both Orc players.
Oh yeah, we're both ready. I'm ready. My body is ready.
Oh yeah, man. Speed Freaks was a good way to get a little taste of it.
Yep, a little taste. The Speed Freaks box does come with, the instructions for building the models actually has the rules for the models. I didn't bring them with me, but it's all right. We talk about them later in this episode.
Yeah.
Adam, I'm sure you'll be back for another episode after this one. Maybe we'll do
a review of the Battle of the Bosses, man.
Yeah, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to do a Altar of War episode, Orcs versus Orcs. I think that'll be a lot of fun. Yep, so we'll stay tuned for that. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come right back.
Come here, boy, get the ball. Come on, Max, get the ball. Mom, Max won't get the ball. He's lazy.
I think I know why your Zote is being lazy, Jenny.
Why, Mom?
Because you forgot to feed him his Zotobix today.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Zotobix contains all the nutrients and random animal parts a growing Zote craves. It not only provides our Zote with the energy it needs to play with you and protect our home, but it also keeps its chitinous shell fresh and shiny.
Oh, boy. I'd better feed Max his Zotobix.
Yes, you had.
Zotobix is made in part from grade A Astra
dinner.
Militarum post-engagement byproduct and is infused with 112 essential vitamins and
Max,
minerals
down.
harvested from your Zote's natural habitat, the finest desert deserts. Zotobix is available in any shopping center on worlds where Zotes are allowed or where the Imperium's inexorable influence has not yet reached.
Hey Archons, tired of the boring predictability and efficiency of stuff that always works? You need the Slip Party Bus! Got an extra 473 points that you can't find a solid use for? You need the Slip Party Bus! You could spend 420 points on 3 reliable Lance Ravagers pumping out 9 Dark Lance shots per turn. That'll only give up 3 victory points, or you can drop 473 points on 2 Archons, 8 Slip, and a Raider for 11 victory points. You need the Slip Party Bus! The classic Slip Party Bus. Still awesome. Party Bus! Still hilarious. Party Bus! It's the Slip Party Bus! If you love the Slip Party Bus, you'll want to check out our other exciting products. We have the Rack Wiffle Ball Bat, the Trueborn, and the Blood Bride Trueborn and Blood Bride models no longer available. The classic Slith Party Bus, still awesome, still hilarious. It's the Slith Party Bus!
And we're Crow. Go.
We're Crow?
We're Crow. You're Crow. I'm Tom Servo.
Should we do our invention exchange?
Invention exchange?
Invention exchange. Let's do it. I just finished Corinne's Skaven Guard. We are done. I did them all.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
I think it's like 2,250 points worth of quote unquote Space Marines. I did it in about a month, a little over a month, I think. I'm really.
It was quick. I know that.
It was my summer project. He didn't want it super perfect, right? He wasn't going for super perfect. But I have standards. I can't. I'm not gonna just like smash it out. But I did my equivalent of smashing it out. They're a pretty quick job, and I also didn't do any iconography.
Yeah,
he's gonna do the iconography and stuff. So it's basically a huge detachment of creepy rat dudes. I think some people were saying they're basically what are they called? I forgot the name of it. Anyways, yeah, one of the old races. I guess Skaven are represented in 40K. Kind of as the
Ratlings, right?
No, not Ratlings are halflings. Don't forget.
Oh, are they?
Yeah,
okay.
they're hobbits basically.
I just know that the fluff that he had was Black Ship Gellerfield starts to kind of fall apart, and the rats that are actually on the ship, because most ships do have vermin of some sort, start to grow and gain sentience, and the next thing you know, they're intelligent rats that are the size of humans and Space Marines.
Yeah, and I think it was the Alpha Legion ship or something. I think that the initial group, like the blue ones, are all former Alpha Legion, and then they decided they needed more armor, so they went after the Harud. That's it.
Okay.
I guess some people are saying that the Harud are technically rat men. I'm not sure how true that is.
I thought they were. Well,
we did a Harud episode, we did a thing on Harud,
didn't we?
And it didn't seem like they were ratmen. Anyways, that's weird. There must be conflicting
lore. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Well, in the 41st millennium, conflicting lore is not something that would
or this
surprise
person's
me.
just wrong, which is fine too. We can be wrong. So what was I gonna say? Oh, so they decided to attack a race or a Space Marines chapter with yellow armor, which of course is going to be the
Imperial Fists.
the
Lamenters.
Lamenters, yeah, the poor Lamenters.
Of course.
Aww.
Yeah, because at one point Kern wanted to play Lamenters because he really dug their whole story, and now he is kind of.
Yeah, so I had some Vanguard vets that are Lamenters and that's what I use my new airbrush on. I want to thank a bunch of the folks who came to my surprise birthday party and hooked a brother up with some Amazon gift cards, including Hank, and a bunch of folks just were really cool and hooked me up with some stuff. So I bought a new Badger Patriot with the money from that. So that was really great. Yeah, I was really happy to, because my Iwata had crapped the bed.
Yeah.
And I wanted to try the gravity feed.
Did you have a suction feed before?
I had a suction feed before.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and I wanted to see, and you know what, the gravity feed is so much better. Yeah. Even I was worried that the cup wouldn't have enough
room.
Yeah, I was, but most people don't paint like 60 models at a time the way I do.
Yeah, but you don't even use that. I mean, it's
it was okay. Yeah. I did not mind it. I did have to refill it a bunch of times, but I felt like I had a lot more control.
Yeah,
and I bought a brush cleaning pot.
The yellow one. Or it has like a yellow top? Too?
No, it's like a glass one with a black top. But anyways, I've
got something like that.
Yeah, it was really good. I was really happy to get that too. So now I have a newish compressor and a new brush. I feel like I can take it to the next level. And when I start doing my orcs, when I start doing my new Speed Freaks and start getting the yellow on, that'll be
You'll
really
be a lot
helpful.
happier with that.
So that's really good. I built and painted my buddy Tucker gave me. He was like, he doesn't like holding on to things that he's not going to do, and he had some fantasy orcs, like an Age of Sigmar Battle Force, Getting Started box for Bone Splitters, I think. Anyways, it was like 3 Gore Gruntas, a unit of 10 like heavy armor boys, and it has like this war chanter in it, and he just gave it to me, which is really nice. I owe him a bit. I owe him a big one, but I took all 3 Gore Gruntas, decapitated 2 of them, and made a Karnak for my demon orcs.
Well, was that the 3-headed
Cerebus? Yeah. So I basically have a Cerebus.
That's a pretty cool
war
model.
pig, and he is so cool. I'm so excited about him because I'm bringing him to the Cruise Hammer for the Age of Sigmar event. I'm going to run my demon orcs in that.
So, real quick, what made me laugh was you started that like 4 days ago, and you finished it in almost a day.
I finished it in like 6 hours.
6 hours? Okay.
I built you know what? I would say I built and painted him in about 9 hours.
Okay, so less than 12 hours. Yeah. Because I remember seeing pictures of it and thinking...
Will he have time for that?
He's going to paint that before he comes down here, isn't he? He's going to do that. And I checked Facebook and I'm like, seriously? Come on, man. You need to be packing. When's this guy coming into town? Because I'm seriously starting thinking, when is he going to show up? Am I going to show up the same day he does? What's going on?
Yeah, it was good. I'm super happy with that, and I'm just gonna give it my best because I just bought the Blades of Corn book for the on the app, and I have not run this list ever, so we'll see how that goes.
It's gonna be great, man.
35 pigs plus Karnak. It's a lot.
This is gonna be funny.
It's a lot of guys.
This is gonna be really funny.
A lot of 50mm bases.
Let's see. What have I been doing? I finally got moved into my place.
Cool.
I finally got my studio set back up.
Found your models?
Found my models, yeah. I got my studio set up, which I don't know how I can explain to people how I don't ever, like, every time I move, I don't feel like a human being until my studio is set up. That's
understandable.
Yeah, that's where I work. I mean, it's, as part of my job and profession, but, I also always have a painting area in there as well. And so that's set up. Now I need to set up my airbrush. But I have been building... I picked up a box, the Getting Started Zinch box.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the one you picked up.
Yeah, that's
a cool one.
That was fun to build. I had never built Zinch. I never built Flamers or Screamers or anything.
I bet they'll be just as fun to paint, too, just because of... It's all very organic, but it's whatever colors you want.
Yeah, just building them while I was looking at them, I was like, well, I could go through this color and this will work here, and the way this line is, this would easily lay down a couple of really nice thin coats.
Brian just replied to you again.
Oh, I'm sure Brian loves me.
He said when you said that you were going to paint another Def Dread to counter his World Eater's Dreadnought. He said, "That's it. I'm painting 2 more. My backlog will break you." And then he put a picture of the Russian
I must
guy.
Break you. Yeah,
I will break you. I must break you. So
his backlog would break me. I don't think I actually have. Yeah, because I'm out of dreads.
Yeah,
like I'm seriously out of dreads to paint. So yeah, okay, Brian, you win this round.
He hasn't won yet.
But he is.
He has to do it to win.
We've watched him paint 18,000 points one year.
Well, I painted the same amount.
Yeah, well,
but yes,
I did.
The man is nothing to be contended with, but I think you should contend with him.
Okay, I have no problem poking the bear. Where was I? Yeah, building the Zinch. there's lots of fun little bits left over that I can do. Like, I think I'll just build a spawn out of the extra bits.
Yeah.
What else? I picked up some Kill Team boxes of terrain, just because they were, one, inexpensive, and two, it's, as I like to call it, retail/hobby therapy. And so I built some of that stuff, which was a lot of fun. Some of those terrain pieces, the Sector Mechanica piece boxes are really nice. It's the walkways and whatnot. I haven't built all of them because I need to kind of figure out, do I want to build this big gantry system that will work across a large area or what? Picked up a couple other things. So I've been building stuff, and trying to get that all together so that whenever I get my airbrush back online, I'll have something to paint. Because at one point, I was airbrushing through things so quickly, I didn't have things to paint because I hadn't built it. So now I've got like a backlog of built stuff so I can actually crank out stuff. That's pretty good. Nice. Let's see. Anything else? No, I think that's about my hobby progress.
Yeah. So, I think in the future we just have a lot of orcs going forward. And we have, let's see, we have a topic that we want to do. I think it would be really fun to do, like a success or not. Was it the wars before the Astartes were installed?
Like the Unification Wars.
The Unification Wars. Yeah. I think it would be fun to do a Unification Wars episode.
Yeah.
So what I think I might work on in the coming month is some kind of fun, like Thunder Warriors versus Barbarian, Techno Barbarians type game that you can do with your models. I think that would be super fun.
Yeah.
But we'll need to get the lore together and like kind of get a better idea of what that whole thing is.
Yeah, because that is a pretty big. Well, I mean, it's an area that isn't really explored.
No,
to be honest.
You got a lot of stuff going on, and I got a lot of stuff going on with the kid coming and everything. So, what I might try to do is, what I think we might need to do is, we might need to we might need to wait a month before we post another thing.
Yeah.
We have one story that I wrote that Brian is reading is dictating for us, so we can release that as an episode after this one if it's done. And also, like I said, we have the Altar of War that we did just recently, and we'll release that as well. But I think it will be maybe another month before we do another proper episode. But I'm going to try to make it a cool one.
Yeah, we will be back.
Yes. And but until then,
play the game the way you want to.
The music used in this podcast was made by Parad of the duo Sublevel 3. The track is used with his permission. This podcast is protected by the Creative Commons Attribution, No Derivatives, Non-Commercial International License. More information about this license and contact information if you have any requests can be found at our blog mastersoftheforge.com.
It's such a good feeling to play games your way. It's such a happy feeling 40K'ing away. And when you throw dice with story in mind, it's such a wonderful way to unwind. It's a good feeling, a very good feeling, the feeling you know that we'll be back when the fortnight's new, and we'll have new ideas for you, and you'll have things you'll want to talk about. We will too.